Okay guys, I thought I'd give you an update on the status of the cabinet. So obviously I've had it coming up for a week, and on Monday I had a good chance to have a good look over it, like on the inside, and work out what was what and trying to find, you know, where things go and how it all operates. So I'm just going to kind of share with you what I found so far and what I've been up to. So I wanted to find where the dip switches were to alter the difficulty of the gameplay, ammo and this, that, the other. So I'll take you around the back and show you what I've been doing. So if excuse the really bright light, because it's really dark around the back. So I just want to give like an overview of the inside of the cabinet. So this is obviously the screen. It's a 20-inch screen. I think it's a Hantarex MTC 9000. I think I identified it as. I hope someone can correct me. So this is the model number. This is a video colour A51-427X, and it has on the board Hantarex. You see at the back there. So I believe it's an MTC 9000 after doing a bit of Google, but if someone can confirm, I would greatly appreciate it. So this, obviously the back is really filthy. It's probably got 28 years worth of dust in here. So I do plan on giving this a good clean up. So from what I've learnt so far, so we've got controls here for the vertical hold, colour, everything else on here. We also have those dials, if you're not able to see with my screwdrivers, I can't work it out. There you go. There's some here as well at the back. Now I haven't tampered with any of these, and I'm gonna let my mate come and take a look at this, because I don't know a great deal about monitors or anything like that, so I'm gonna let him have a dabble with that. So it works, it just needs a bit of tweaking. So this is the power cable inlet. This is where it all went wrong here. That's where I pulled the wires out of it. So obviously that's now been replaced. As you can see, it's really dusty and shitty in the back. I thought this was a speaker, but it's actually a fan. Now, I've not actually heard it work. I don't know if it is temperature controlled and will come on when it gets hot or what, but I need to look at that and see what the deal is with getting that fan working. Okay, so this is the gun control, from what I understand. Basically fuses and that to control the gun. Again, I could be wrong, but this is just what I'm looking up, trying to kind of teach myself really a little bit. Obviously the main power pack there. Then we've got the original Taito power pack transformer there, I believe. Now it says it on the other side, for show in a minute. And as you can see right through the machine to the garage floor the other side. Now there's a door there, which I knocked off. It does open, but obviously there was no key, so I knocked it off with a broom handle and a mallet, because I was trying to find where these dip switches were. Now obviously you can see there's a bright light behind us, so you might be able to spot those already, but I was struggling to find dip switches to control the game. So this is the game PCB. Now the dip switches, without electrocuting myself, are just here. So I had to use a inspection mirror and a brush to dust it down. So basically this is what I was doing. I reenact. So I basically was in here with a brush, dusting it all down so I could see what was what. Used my inspection mirror to get behind to see which one was which. This is A, this is B. So I made a note of as it was, as got, as you can see my bad English there, but so that is how it was positioned. So bank A was, pin 1 was down, and then up, down, 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 up, down, down, and then the B bank was mostly down. The last one was up, which is for English and Japanese. Now I looked online for the manual for the game and found a few things out. So I had a little dabble, changed some settings. So obviously it was set to the factory standard of, so difficulty was set to B, so B was normal, A is easy, C is hard, and D is hardest. So I've adjusted it to go to A, for the easy setting, just to you know, get used to playing the game and try and master it. And also you can adjust starting with 7 clips instead of the standard 6, so I did that. And I also learned that if you switch this, so this one here, you see this one on the end number 8, that's language to change it to Japanese. And when you switch it to Japanese, the voice is obviously English, but the screen text is Japanese. But it actually lets you have a level select, so you can actually choose where you start on the game. You don't have to start the communication tower, which you always do on a normal game, so I found that quite interesting. So yeah, just wanted to give you an overview of what I've been doing so far. So just try and look at what's what, try and understand the workings and how it all kind of goes together. The bottom obviously is like a slidey out tray. Now I don't think it slides very well. I think it's never been moved out. It seems to be very stiff. I can't pull it out from the front, although there is a handle there. So we'll go into the front in a minute, I'll show you that. So the monitor seems to sit just in this tray here. Now this is why it slid out. There's no fixings in the side. So that's why the monitor was hanging out. And this was the cable that was holding it in, as you can see. Now this cable runs up here. You won't be able to see, you can just see up there. So this is up the back of the machine. And that's the starter for the marquee hanging up that little white blob. So under here is a massive mirror. There's a mirror, and that's the screen where you look through. So the monitor is actually laying down, and the image is then reflected up to give the sense of depth at the back of the machine. So we'll go around to the front now because my legs are killing me, kneeling down. So yeah, you can see the light shining through there. So the screen's in there, reflects onto there, and looks like it's set further back than it actually is. Okay, so going down to the front, I just made some few discoveries in here. So this is the coin box. Now it shows you on here that it's been adjusted to accept new 50 pence pieces. Also takes the new 10p post 91. Now it takes new 10p's, so I'm assuming it has been adjusted. Now I swear I saw the date on here. There you go, 31st of August 1992 is just on there. So I guess that was replaced or serviced then. Now here's a little board to control the coin. It says it's coin control. So basically this adjusts how much it costs to play the game. As far as I'm aware, I've not touched any of these. Also, you can see the light coming through. Just in here, I found there's a red button just there. Let's excuse the poor lighting, and that is for credits, so free play. So you actually press that, gives you credits. And this knob here that you turn is for the volume. So it's set on kind of, I'd say it's quite loud, but you turn it to the right and it gets louder. But there's no, it's not a dial, it's just a switch. It's either loud or very loud. That's basically 2 settings. So that is all that is in there. So this is obviously just the money box with some shrapnel in there. And then there's a counter to show you how many games I guess it's run. So that's quite interesting. And the rest of it is just an empty dark space. So as you can see, the doors have been forced open. I'm going to try and bend these back and change these locks. As you can see, it's all been forced open a long time ago. So I'm going to change these locks and just tidy that up a little bit. Obviously take this off. I've already mentioned that before. Take that off and just tie it up a little bit, give it a bit of a clean up. So this is the view from the front. So the little door, this was the door here, and that red door went in that hole. So this is the bottom of the machine at the front. I was just trying to find the dip switches at the time, but didn't realise they were at the back. But it's quite nice to see what's going on. So I need to give it a good clean up. There's a lump of foil in there, so I have to get that out. But yeah, you can see it's a spider fest at the minute in there. So I want to give it a good clean up, a good hoover out. Be very careful, of course. Just kind of brush it out like a paintbrush and you know, in the delicate areas and kind of hoover it up. So basically give the machine a good clean up. Yeah, and go from there. And basically give it a bit of a tidy up. I want to change, obviously the start button has been replaced for like a higher low button out of another fruit machine. So that needs sorting out. The recoil on the gun doesn't work. And the gun seems to sit forward. And I believe from what I've seen it should kind of sit central, but it drops down. Although it's not a big deal, but if that's how it's supposed to be, it'd be quite nice to have it right. Next job will be taking this off. So basically take these little screws out and change the bulb in there, and that'll be nice when that lights up. And yeah, just basically try and give it a wipe over cloth and use like a magic eraser and get some of the marks off. I might have a go at just trying to touch these in. I'm not too sure. I don't want to make a right mess of it, but try and just repair some of these little chips in the artwork. I mean, I want to kind of leave it as original as I can. I do like things to be kept as they are, where possible. I mean, all this grubby shit can come off, but yeah, I'm just thinking maybe just try to touch up these just with maybe a little bit of filler or something, just to kind of get rid of the noticeable chips. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure decided on what to do with that yet. I might just give it a wipe over and just see how it comes out. And obviously you can see, I mean, it's really filthy. It's got cobwebs fucking growing on everything. You can't really see it as a cobweb just here. But yeah, just going to give it a little, I'm itching to get the baby wipe in there and the cloth and clean it all up. So that's basically, this is the plan. So I'm just kind of working my way around the machine in a minute, working out what's what, and then I'm just going to give it a clean up and try and get some capacitors to get the monitor serviced. So guys, that is kind of the update so far. So a week in, I've been playing it, you know, as much as I can in the week. I played it for 2 hours on Monday on the easiest setting and managed to get to the last level, but yeah, can't do it. It's fucking difficult. So yeah, I shall have another stab at it. I'll have a quick go now before I go to bed, and I shall update you again when I've done something, like cleaned it out. So yeah, I shall be back with another update video in the near future. Take it easy.